It's the Date Master, and yes, we're back. Oh, yes, we're back. I wanted to touch on some things here. I had an epiphany. Doing some retrospect, doing some reviews of some of the quote unquote dating coaches in this space, this manosphere. If you notice, again, the dating coaches and a lot of other content creators have all been lumped into the black manosphere. You have your business experts, you have men that speak about marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, which is more purple pill. You have a lot of things that get lumped into the black manosphere, but I want to touch on the dating coaches per se. I notice a lot of you dating coaches really don't have any game. I'm listening to shout out Angry Man, Fresh and Fit. I still support these guys even though they have their differences. I listen to a little bit of Obsidian. Listen to a lot of guys because you have to get a wide scope to see where everyone's mindset is. I was listening to a clip of Obsidian and some other guy, I forgot his name. Not no disrespect to him, but they're talking about going on a date and a woman giving a handshake. Angry Man was breaking this down. And Angry Man is applying a lot of pressure, and I'm all for that because I have looked into the space, and I notice a lot of the cliquish and the separatism that goes on. We can never get on one accord because once the money and the fame starts to get sprinkled down, the bullshit starts to come out. We start backtracking, eating words, etc. It starts to turn into a shit show, just like the civil rights, just like the Black Panther. It's always some infiltration going on, and this infiltration, and then it becomes dismantled from the inside out. But they were talking about a woman giving a handshake, and what do you do if a woman gives you a church hug on a date, and all of this nonsense. A lot of this dating information is a lot of it is lame, and I can tell the guys that are giving it are squares themselves. They're just trying to prop themselves up and sell a hustle. Game is in you. You cannot teach it. So you guys that are paying for these courses, I'm not going to knock another man's hustles. By all means, do what you need to do. But the game comes from having identity and having confidence and having a vision and having the aesthetic of a man that is desired by multiple women. You have some women that has a certain type of beauty. They can go anywhere in the world and they're going to be revered and looked at as a beautiful woman. Then you have the women with the filters and the makeup and the enhancement to where they can only go certain parts of the world and be considered beautiful and be considered attractive. Same goes for men. A lot of you guys, I'm listening to this information like you talking about getting a hand. If you're on a date and a woman is giving you a handshake, or you got a question, do you go in for the church hug and all this type of shit? You don't have any business on that date. You need to go back and do some more work. I always say my information goes as follows. You don't take a woman on a date until after you become intimate with her. After, and when I say intimate, this is not specific to sex, but when I say intimate, you share private moments in time, whether that was having conversation, drinking wine, playing card games, board games, etc., in the sanctuary of your own home, because you want to have home field advantage, because that's where you're going to feel the most comfortable. That's where you're going to be. That's where you're going to show the woman your personality, because one thing about it, your home or your space, it is a reflection of your personality. So you're going on a date with a total stranger. You don't know whether you're going to enjoy the date or not. And the date can go sour, and then you're out of some money. Well, somebody's going to say, man, you complaining over $80, $100 on a date? That's not the point. It is the time as well as the money that was wasted that could have went to a woman who you vetted properly, and now you have a more so a fruitful investment. A lot of you guys are listening to this information from certain cats that they just don't have the experience, and they're not in the times of today. A lot of these guys are married. They have women that they're not going to show because the woman may not be physically appealing. The woman may not look to party, and if they were to show their women, they know you're going to look at them and say, this guy doesn't know what he, why would I listen to him? He's not dating the type of women that I'm trying to date. He's not with the type of woman that I'm looking to get with, so his information would not be as credible. See, the thing about game, it has to be in you, and it's something that you use as trial and error. It starts early. You don't wake up at 28 after being an incel for 27 years and say, I'm going to have some game and I'm going to use it. It doesn't work that way. It's all about trial and error. And you do the game comes on the front end to where you invest in yourself so much, you level up yourself so much to where game is the last thing you need, but it's just a cherry on top, knowing how to, speak to a woman, knowing when and what to say this and that, knowing when and where to touch her. I'm listening to this clip in particular about, a handshake and all of this type of shit. No. You got to go on 3 dates before you can go in for the kiss and all of this lame shit. Once you become, if you're that guy and it's in you, she's going to know it. And none of those rules are going to apply to you that will apply to a blue pill, a beta, or a simp. You already shown and proven, and you already shown the confidence, because one thing about women, they want to be dominated. They want to be dominated. They want to be in the presence of a man in which they feel comfortable and they feel secure. You cannot give a woman a sense of comfortability and security if you're timid and if you're unaware of who she is. Women have this crazy notion that we can read minds. And the man that does read mind, or should I say read her body language, because her body language is her mind. She's telling you how she's feeling without telling you verbally. Once you master the art of reading body language, then you're actually 3 steps ahead of the curve. Because she doesn't want to tell you what to do, she wants you to know. And you only know by your experience with many other women, because women are hive-minded. They all want the same things for the most part. Yes, they will lie and get on these podcasts and fluff up their resumes and say what they will and won't do. That's all bullshit. I tell you guys, do not listen to what a woman says. Watch what she does. Watch what she does. Now, you listen to what she says when it's in a manner of disrespect, because that is indeed an action. The action is disrespect. So you do pay attention in that point. But if you don't have the identity and the confidence about yourself, paying for a course, doing all of these, modules and consultations, none of that is going to work. You have to get in the game. It's almost trying to teach you how to be a carpenter over the phone or over a Zoom call. It's not going to work. You have to get in the game and you have to apply what you learn. And yes, it's going to be trial and error. No, you're not going to get a 100% accuracy. It's not going to happen. So in this space, we got these red pill, we got the blue pill, we got the dating coaches, we got all of these layers of masculinity and how to deal with the opposite sex and ultimately deal with the world. We have a lot of extensions of that in this manosphere. The thing about it is, a lot of guys were just good with the camera. They were articulate, and lo and behold, because it wasn't anyone in this space that were, African American or black or whatever you want to identify as, speaking specifically to black men who are right now the biggest target of the global agenda, which is to get masculinity out. Get it out. Get the real men out. Have them acquiesce to their women. The men that don't want to acquiesce, we'll hit them with charges. We're going to get them out of there. A lot of you guys, again, dealing with women should be easy after a certain age. These men are in their 40s and 50s having these conversations about first date etiquette and such. You don't take a woman on a first date until after you have had some type of intimacy with her, and this is going to be at your own home, because this is where she's going to see and get a vibe of how you take care of yourself, how you view yourself. And if she's not comfortable coming to your crib, then she's not the one. Don't waste any more time. You're going to have these women running a lot of game telling you what they don't do. That is because they don't see you as the man they would do this for. I don't go over men's house on the first date. I don't do this bullshit. She just doesn't sees you as that attractive. She doesn't see the value in you to break her own rules. But the men that she does see that value in, she does break those rules for him. The dating coaches giving out this information on how to interact with women, when in reality it should be how to interact with yourself, how to develop yourself, how to look at yourself in the presence of a woman, how to carry yourself in the presence of a woman. And it's real simple. There's no questions being asked other than information that you need. 70% of the conversation is going to be more direct suggestions, recommendations, or demand. Because again, I told you, women want to be dominated. They don't want to be asked out on a date. When you're that guy, when you fill a woman out properly, you don't ask her. You say, hey, I got reservations for 7 p.m. Friday. Wear that black dress that I like. But you squares to get her here and say, hey, what are you doing Friday? You want a date? And then she flakes on you. I see these conversations about flaking. Yeah, you will get flaked on, of course. That's going to be for several different reasons. Those reasons do not apply. But again, to ask a woman out and to have her agree and then flake is the utmost disrespect. And therefore, it cannot be reconciled. Because your time is your number one commodity. That is your number one asset. So when anyone, whether it be woman or anyone, man, friend, etc., they don't get a pass to play with your time. They do not get that. So this is what brought this epiphany upon me. I was just listening to this content as I work, my normal day. And I was just listening to the information and some of the talking points about handshakes and going in for the kiss and going in for the church hug and all this type of shit. That's for squares. In this game now, you want to be everything but a square. This is the real issue. A lot of men don't want to put in the work. They don't want to sacrifice time away from women because they feel if they sacrifice 90 days, 6 months, a year away from women, they're going to lose their dating muscles. They think they're going to lose it. They're going to lose the ability or the opportunity or window they have to get with a woman. Because you think like a woman. You think time applies to you the same way it applies to a woman, and it does not. So I suggest, and I may do a part 2 to this. I'm going to give you a few examples of some of the game, in quotations that I've heard that is simply a non-factor. It doesn't work. It's incorrect. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.